Okay, this is part 2 of the lesson. So sorry that it closed out. Um, you don't have my video, but it's okay. You have my voice. All right. So we stopped at line of the diagram right here is it represents the parent and offspring relationships, which means it is a biological connection between parent and child. Okay. But here are the limitations. The limitation is that the length of line doesn't mean anything. Okay? The length of the line doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. So it doesn't tell you how old or how many years passed between one ancestor to the offspring, or from the parent to the offspring. It doesn't tell us how old the parent was when they had the child. It doesn't tell us anything. Okay. Another part of the model are the pathways made by the lines. Okay, the pathways made by the lines. They represent the relatedness through generations. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the pathways. Like boom, boom, boom. I'm sorry for saying boom, but how it's grandma to the uncle to the cousin, or grandma to the uncle to this cousin, which of Alan, or grandma to the mom to the brother. So the how everything relates to each other through the generations, how it's grandma, mom, brother, that is what the pathways of the lines represent. Okay. The strength of this is that we can follow to see how people people are biologically related. So that is the strength of having that. The downside of having that is that some relationships not shown by the pathways, like the cousins. There's no relationship shown through the cousins, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Some relationships not shown by pathways. Okay. Like cousins. Okay. So what that means is, look, if you look at the cousins, they don't have any pathways. Like we don't know anything about the cousins. Okay. So that is a downside to that. We have two more relationships, two more models to talk about. Another model of the relationships are the relationship titles. Of the family tree are the relationship titles. Okay. When we're talking about the relationship titles, they represent the relation to one person, which is, in this case, Alan. Okay. The upside to this is that we can follow to see how people are biologically. I'm sorry. There is no strength to this. It's only a limitation. I'm sorry. That was the last one. The limitation is it doesn't show path of relatedness between the generations. Okay? Doesn't show path of relatedness between generations. Okay? Doesn't show path of relatedness between generations. So there are no strengths that the relationship titles gives us. And it doesn't show us the path related. between the generations. So that's neither here or there. Another downfall is the distance between the circles. Now, all of this is going to make sense because this is the intro to why we use the cladogram, which we will discuss. Okay, this honestly represents nothing. So nothing goes here. The distance between the circles represents nothing. Okay, and because it represents anything, because it doesn't represent anything, it does not have a reason. Okay, it doesn't have it doesn't have a strength. Therefore, it doesn't indicate anything about the biological relationship. Okay, so it doesn't, like, for instance, cousins could be as close as brothers, but we wouldn't even know that. Okay, because of the lines. The lines look like that the cousins are very close, but we don't know that for sure. So that's an example. Cousins could be as close as brothers. So let's see a visual of this. You see how the cousins are, and then you see how the brothers are. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't let us know if one is older, one is younger, one is taller, shorter. It doesn't give us any description of a physical information that we may need. So this family tree is very, very, very plain. It helps to show the most common ancestor and the common ancestor. But other than that, it doesn't give us any more value than what is presented here. Okay? So it only has three strengths: the name, relationship to Alan, member of the family, a biological connection between parent and child, and can follow to see how people are biologically related. Okay, so this is the next task in your Google Classroom. You should have been following along, and you need to type up these notes inside of your model analyst chart. Okay, so underneath questions 1 and 2 that you've answered already prior to us going over Alan's family tree, there are 5 more questions that you can answer on your own according to what we just learned or your observation of the family tree. So related, what did we say related mean? Related means well, in the beginning. In the beginning, we said that related means belonging to the same group or family. All right. But related also means connected by common ancestors. Now, descendants inherit characteristics from ancestors. So now that we know the exact definition of certain terms of the 4 terms we talked about: common ancestor, most recent common ancestor, related, and descendants, go ahead and fill out your definition sheet as your exit ticket. Okay, when you finish, come back here. All right, so thank you for joining me today for the lesson. I'm sorry you had to do part 1 and part 2. Um, you should have started, here are brief announcements. You should have started on the experiment of your STEM project, and you can always have access to this. Complete all assignments from yesterday and today if you did not. I hope I feel better. I really hope I see you all tomorrow. I am going to eat some soup, blow my nose, and go back to sleep. Um, I'm trying to keep my emails open and my Google Classroom open. So if you need anything, um, try to send me a message in the Google Classroom. But if I don't answer, please don't hold me to it. Okay? I will try my best. Enjoy your day. See you all tomorrow.